So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Ms. Wan, may I welcome our speaker, Rosalia da Garcia.
Can you hear me from the back? I think you can. I have the loudest voice that you can possibly think of. This session is primarily targeted at those of you who have not written any journal article, or those of you who have difficulty in writing a journal article. If you're an experienced person, then you'll kind of find it a bit boring. What I decided to do was that every time I come, I try to change the slides. And although I'm doing this for the first time in UTM, I've done it several times in UM and UITM as well. So what you're going to hear here is a brief description of what you need to do and what you need to prepare yourself as you write journal articles. But what is also important is that I'm not going to go blah, 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 and then you go blah, blah, blah. What is going to happen is I'm going to cut a few jokes. So if you're not a Singaporean or a Malaysian and you can't understand, just forgive me for that. But what I thought I'd start off is to give you a brief description of a company that I so fondly call my national dog, which is Sage. I work in the banking industry for some time, and I joined publishing only because I felt that, you know what, I can have tons and tons of money, but at the end of the day, I'm passionate about education, and it's in my blood. And so today you will see some of that passion comes across to you. It might be overwhelming, but catch it and make sure that you run with it. So let's start first by talking about this wonderful company that we call Sage. Sage is an acronym for our owners, Sarah, S.A., and George, G.E., Q. We call ourselves a global publisher, but also a local publisher. Global in the sense that we think globally, but we also talk locally. So, I come from Brazil, and I'm wearing a kabaya. So it's exactly the same thing like this. Global, but yet local, right? You embrace the culture of the local community. We are a growing company. Over the years, you will find that we started off very conservatively. We started off just journals. And we started off just with a small number of journals. But over the course of the years, we've acquired all of these companies. These are vocational training. And Adam Matthew is what we call our digital archive, history documents. Documents about India, documents about China, and documents about South Africa, things like that. And these is medical doctors' conference. So when you attend a conference and you have proceedings, this is basically published before the proceedings are published in a journal. So this is a good resource to have if you are in the medical field. So, now, sometimes when we are writing, we get kind of a mental block. All of us do. And if someone says they don't have, then they're not telling the truth. Because you can get bored. Mind you, yes, you can get. And you can feel sometimes dejected as well. Remember I used the word constructive break. When you take that break, doesn't mean that you take a break for 5 days, 5 years, right? You take a break, a short one, and then you come back to it and check. Because most of the time, some people say, I'm taking a break, and they never come back to it because it's just to get yourself away and have a fresh perspective to what you're trying to write. Distraction, exercise, drink water. Now, water is a wonderful thing. Now, what we found was this person, one of the person who spoke to me, and she was from University of Melbourne, and she said to me, she said, it's kind of funny, if I drink Diet Coke, I find that I can't actually get myself totally distracted, or even, what's that drink called, the boost thing? Red Bull, yeah. Not those energy drinks, it's drink water, it cleanses the system. Energy drinks is terrible. I almost lost all my teeth, and they are real, by the way, but because I used to drink a lot of isotonic drinks, because I exercise a lot, and don't go down my path, because otherwise I'll be what the Singaporeans will call bogey, no teeth, right? So lack of confidence, take a short break, this is the article discussed. Now here, I will make a strong recommendation to you as well. Find not only, there are three things that, or three friends you need to have. One is your peer, someone who is going to encourage you, someone who is going to be there for you, but you will also need someone who could be your professor, or someone who has written an article for that journal, to provide structure and to provide confidence to your writing the journal article. That is so very important, because things you may want to know, the important question you need to ask yourself is, how is the publisher going to maximize the impact of my article? These are some examples, and I'm not going to go through them in detail, but most journal articles these days comes with podcasts. Use such media to make sure that you set yourself apart. Media and communication studies, advertisements, marketing, articles, or even social science articles requires that. Make a difference. People want to hear, and that is important for you to do as well. These are two videos. Please do not take down because it's just too lengthy. You have no idea what it is. You can always go to YouTube and simply type copyright journal article. This is a perspective from an editor herself. This is one of Sage editors who's telling what she looks for in her journal. There are a lot on YouTube that tells you about the journal. Some journals give the aim and scope in a video, some gives it in a written form. There's even a video journal that has been launched. So people can come up with creative ideas. So, now we're coming to the end. Okay. If you ever get to the point where you say, I've done everything and still not got an article published, try to look at this. You may be one of these. You may be the person that will one day publish a cutting-edge research. You are the person with the brain wave. Never sell yourself short. Because the moment you sell yourself short, you have actually lost the battle. You have actually, half of the time of people who have succeeded in writing journal articles for the longest time have a very positive mentality. They are not your critics. They are people who will say, I will win this battle no matter what. And they do succeed. People who say, you know what, I cannot do, life is miserable towards me, it will happen to be miserable if you make it to be. If you say, I'm going to beat this, you will get it again. Okay? This is just a formalized, this is something that I'm trying desperately to encourage people. These are kind of case studies that Sage is looking for. UTM has this product called Sage Research Methods, and the case studies are being published. You have an opportunity to get it published, and we are giving you a shortcut to get it published directly. This is not a journal article, these are case studies in these two topics that we are looking for. Directly in touch with the person that's making the decision. If you are interested, please let your librarian know, and she will get in touch with us. And he or she will basically provide this information to them. But take every opportunity you have to get your voice heard and your name be seen by people. Okay? With that, I thank you all, unless you have a question.